Well, my name is Judy Smith, and I moved to Denton, Texas in 1974 when my husband was transferred with Xerox in Rochester, New York. That's where we lived. I have 4 sons. They were all in elementary school at the time. So we moved here totally off the end of the world to come from New York to Texas. I'd never been here before. We had one son who was learning disabled, so we were trying to find a school that was similar to what he was leaving. And the one we found, Woodrow Wilson Elementary School in Denton, had the same kind of class that he was leaving. So we bought a house within walking distance of that school. And that's why we picked Denton, Texas. That's how I got here. So I'm a Yankee. It was the hippie days. And I mean, now I rent things that people were wearing then. And for example, I had a sewing business in the back room where I mended jeans. And it was when you put wild patches all over them. And I'd cut out doilies and sew them on their jeans. I mean, it was that time, you know, bell bottoms. And so the Fry Street Fair started then. And it was, I would call them hippie people out in the street with a table with their necklaces they made or ointments they made or whatever. It was so low down and fun. And it grew into a just big drunken beer bash many years later, but it started as kind of like a little tiny Woodstock kind of thing, you know, much calmer and otherwise it was really fun just to be out on the street and see all this happening. I mean, people playing, what is that, hacky sack? And you know, they would get in big circles and do that. Or they would get in circles and do drumming. And you know, it was some of the stuff I see happening on the square now. It was happening then. It's like all these years later, it's starting to come back. Things that I'm doing now, people I know now, people I met them and learned about things then. I mean, they certainly influenced my whole life and my family's life. But I don't miss it. I wouldn't want to go back to my early 20s for anything. I've learned so much more and I feel so much more mature. I am, of course, I'm in my 70s now. But if I were to go back to anything, I'd go back to my 40s. Look forward to your 40s. That was the best. You're old enough to be more sure of yourself. You're old enough to say no to things. You're old enough to make your own decisions. And you know, look forward to that. Don't think, oh no, I'm 40. Think, yippee!